So, welcome to the Starters Orders Online League Week 1 review show and the Week 2 preview show there combined this week because we haven't got a great deal of time. We'll be taking a look at the two big races last week, the Winter Derby and the Spring Cup on the flat. Plus a quick run through a couple of the maidens and the maidens over the fences, and catch up with some of the trainers, see what they've got in store for some of their runners, and a quick look at next week. We've got big meetings next week with big races in Dubai and the Guineas Trials at Newmarket, as well as a couple of big auction races and some good cup races over the sticks. So we'll get stuck in straight away then with a look at the Winter Derby, which was last week's first race and the first big race as well. We'll join a race with about 3.5 furlongs to go. Doug's the commentator. There you go.
Nebraskan Lear, Spear, Just a Craze and Papagena Star. One's getting pulled up here. I suggest it's Just a Craze. So run on down to the 3 furlong. The jockeys get busy and Animal Kingdom is in front. Joining in out wide, Unexplained. Unexplained moves up to Animal Kingdom. Then we've got pushing through in the all blue, Arnold Shamal. Santastic's there. Mainframe chiming in. Devious Diva making a run with Broken Curtains. Nebraskan Lear, Spear moving into the race. They come on down to the furlong. Animal Kingdom and Unexplained in front. Then looks like a race in 2 from Mainframe. Sugesco now starting to run home well with Devious Diva. Inside, they come on down to the post and Unexplained in front and just hangs on from Sugesco. Animal.
There you go then. And Unexplained wins it, hanging on from the very late finish in Sugesco, with Animal Kingdom back in third. Now the interesting thing is that all 3 of those will reoppose this week in one of the races at Dubai we'll look at later. But you just sort of think that if Sugesco had got going a little bit earlier, maybe he might have overhauled Unexplained. The piece of good news about the pack there is you saw a horse pulled up. Well, that one's okay, and that's running again this week as well. So that was a great start to the season for one particular trainer who happened to win both of the big races. Well, I'll sort of give the next one away a little bit now, because that's for the Ghost Zapper and that one. And in the next race, the Spring Cup, well, it was a most welcome result for that trainer as his horse powered home again. Let's take a look at the end of that one now with Doug.
Front by a length to count the dots. Another length away third, Demanding Thriller. Then Selena, Anthem, Iowan Pilgrimage. Then we've got Melina from Atomic Boom, Just Another Day, Battle Car, Sharp King. The 2 furlong, they're across the track. Calendar Patrizia hanging on to the lead on the rail. Now Iowan Pilgrimage is our new leader from Anthem as they come on down to the furlong. Anthem sticks the nose in front, pushing through is Most Welcome. It's Anthem and Most Welcome with Melina inside the half. And Most Welcome puts the head in front, and Most Welcome wins from Anthem and Melina third, Demanding Thriller fourth, Atomic Boom.
Okay, just want to have a look at one more race then on the opening day of the season. There's an interesting maiden race that came up a little bit later on. The thing that makes that interesting is that one of our trainers has sent us a little bit of information today and suggested that the horse that wins this race is going to aim it for the Kentucky Derby. So that could be interesting. That too's out this weekend at Dubai, and I think he might be coming up against some of the horses we've seen already. So it might be worth just catching into this. And once again, the man behind the mic is Doug.
They run towards the 3 furlong. And Piccolo still holding the lead from Streep, who's now up there out wide in the centre of the track, holding down second, just in front of Czar Approval. Then you've got a couple of lengths to Ender's Shame. Purple Ducks there. Nebraskan Racty's come through the field with Entrance to Heaven, Secret Agent, Fighter Pilot. So they come on down to the furlong and Piccolo's full of running. Czar Approval boxing on solidly and out wide of Streep. Inside the half, it's Piccolo just in front, but Czar Approval comes again. And Czar Approval outstay him and gets up from Streep. Purple Duck ran third.
So you can see that this is almost becoming the John Morgan show, as he has 3 winners there, the 2 big races, and then that maiden as well, which is going to be aimed for the Kentucky Derby. So, or Kentucky Derby, I should say. So that's been a good start to the season for John Morgan and the Ghost Zapper yard. I'm going to look at some others. He's happy with Beresford Girl, who ran well as well. Was another disappointment with Angelina Ballerina though, and a few other winners as well. But I must be pretty pleased to have picked up the 2 main races on the first day and that good maiden win as well. So let's just run down some of the other yards and see what information we've been given about some of the horses after the first week of racing. Please bear in mind that some of these names might not necessarily be right, as I've taken some of the information from the thread, and they might be using nicknames rather than real names. So first we'll look at then James Shea. He was particularly happy with Gravity, who ran well in his race, and he's out again this weekend in one of the big races at Dubai, and he's pretty hopeful he's going to give him a group winner there, so that's one to keep an eye on. He's also pleased with Zoe, who ran well, and is pretty hopeful about that one, who ran well first time out. He's also pleased with Driven Away and Phoebo Frank, who both ran well, and I think both out again this weekend. I'll read my writing here for some for some of these people, so I apologise for that. PJ Rhodes, I think he's had a really good start. He's quite happy with some of his runners. Rosa Motta ran really well over fences and won well. Basiglio was even better, ran a really cheeky race to win. That's one they're going to keep on the right side, and as did Sally Army. That one won as well, that ran well, and the other one there was Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas ran a really strange race. He was in the lead, he was at the back, he was in the middle, and then he came through to win. So he's had a good start with his jumpers, which I think probably surprised him, so I think he thought he'd do better with his flat horses. Kev Combs pretty happy with Fairy King and Sea Pigeon and Daylight Robbery. He was disappointed with one of his others, which I can't read the name of it, I'm afraid. I've written it down in a bit of a scribble. Well, I'm sure he'll tell us all which one it was. Wannabe thinks he's going to be playing in the handicaps for the majority of the season, but there's only 1 week gone, you never know what might happen yet. Most information we've got of the lot really came from Githyaki. He's got lots of ideas. Chess ran a really good race for him over fences, and did really well. That one's been aimed at the Queen Mother. Around DBX, he thinks might have a stab at the Gold Cup with that one, and one or two others there that have got pretty fancy looking entries as well. On a flat, Crystalina didn't run particularly well, I don't think, last week, but is pretty confident he can get a group 3 out of that one. Wasn't overly impressed with Sea of Tranquility though. We've taken a pretty good look at the Ghost Zapper stable already, with all the winners that they are going to let somebody else win a race this week, I think. One or two people were pretty disappointed with the ground for their horses for the first week and thought that probably didn't do them a great deal of favours. Ledbury was another one. The trainer was pleased with the way that ran. Leon said the ground did for most of his, and PSJ 193 thinks he's got the national winner, although I have to say I commentated on 16 Co, and I thought 16 Co ran an absolute blinder to win over fences, and that one will take a little bit of beating over some extreme trips as well, so it's going to be pretty exciting. We're obviously short of time this week, so we're not going to be able to get too much in looking at the replays of the jumps races, so I apologise for that. We'll concentrate more on them next week. What we're going to do now is take a look at what we've got coming up this week. First of all, at Meydan Dubai, where there's some pretty interesting looking races, so we'll have a look at that next. And Doug will be doing the commentating there. That first race we'll see Zara Approval, a horse that John Morgan thinks is going to go and win the Kentucky Derby. That one's got a bit of a tough task on there. There's a few good horses in that race, so that one should be pretty interesting. On the dirt, race 2 is the 1 mile 4 furlong race, and they've got a horse coming back from last year, Chipmunk. Trainer there, Stephen Rand's a little bit concerned that it might be a bit short for him, but he's got 21 pound in hand. According to that, we don't know how good Stalking Rise is, who's unbeaten, and Leon thinks Super Duper's got a chance, and Graham's quietly optimistic about Lopez Arms. Chipmunk's top class, but it might not be the right sort of trip. So that's going to be interesting. Then we get the dirt sprint over 6 furlongs, and Noctul won some good races last season. That one's got to be in with a great chance there. Pirate Lord, though, is unbeaten, and you never like to bet against unbeaten horses. And Bangor Mile for Graham as well. He was surprised with how that one did on its first run, but you can't do any better than win. So you never know. That one might be up there with a chance as well. On to the 4th race. Some big prize money up on these races, and some quite disappointing fields, to be honest, and quite a lot of horses that don't look like they got much chance of winning are going to pick up some whopping great prize money. And this one, it looks like Warning Shot is so far in front of all the others that you want to walk that, but it's a bit of a long way for him, according to Stephen Rand. He thinks that he might be stretching him a little bit, and Devious Diva did run well last week on in that big race, so maybe it's a bit more open than I thought, that one, but you'd look at it and you'd think that Warning Shot ought to have the class to win that. Then on to the World Cup, and this is the race of the week as far as I'm concerned, because it's Jesco Unexplained and Animal Kingdom again, and then you throw Dazzia in there, and Isabel didn't run badly either for Adam McDonald last week. Actually ran really well. So did Scorching Sun, and Stephen Rand thinks Mainframe's not out of it either. And nice to see Just a Craze down the bottom there, who got pulled up in that race and is rated considerably inferior to the rest of them, but Leon says it likes the dirt, so take your chances in a Group 1 and see what happens. That's going to be a great race. Doug's going to have some fun with these, I think. There should be good races in this one as well. Look at that. Keen on to 4 wins. Good to firm 5 furlongs. Going to be going at a pace, but it's got 2 unbeaten horses against it today, or tomorrow, whatever it is. Witter and Zestiria. Zestiria, a 3-year-old. Witter, a 4-year-old. And we've got Graham Clutterbuck's favourite horse, the American. Maybe I'll be hoping for a good run from that one. Jumping on quickly to race 7. I apologise for how quickly we're going through these, but we haven't got a lot of time. James Shea was talking about Gravity. I'll be expecting that one to do well. If it goes okay with the dirt, he's hoping that one could win him a group race. It could well be this week. The final one at Dubai is the 2 miler. This is a Group 2, but Clever Girl on the top there ran really well and won easily for Paul Rhodes last week. Marsha did the same for James Shea, and even Bay ran a good race for John Morgan in 2nd as well. So there's some good horses in that. Dante looks a decent horse as well, and we've even got an unraced 4-year-old in there that could be anything. So that's going to be a great race to end the Dubai Carnival. And we go off to Epsom, where the going's heavy for all of those famous old races, the City and Suburban. And this is where Joshua Sutherland's got Crystalline, who he thinks he can win a Group 3 with. So if he thinks he's going to win a Group 3, he should be winning this. But, it's a big but, look at that going, heavy. And he prefers the firm, this one, so that might be the fly in the ointment there. Kevin Minahan is not sure about Volunteer, tripwise, and look at Graham sticking his neck out again there. If it wasn't for the ground, that would be a banker. Well, they'll all go on the heavy once, so maybe that's one to keep an eye on. And Darren Howells doesn't think that Name Man has got much of a chance. But look at that down the bottom there, Dirty Mask. Very soft going. Could that be an outsider? And I think we finish off with a maiden at Epsom. We do indeed. An Atomic Boom was mentioned a few times in the week in his race, so that one should have a chance in that one. Not the best looking race on the card, to be honest, and anything could win that one. We go on to Tuesday, and Tuesday is going to be all about the classic trials and things, and proper first day of the flat for me. Before that, when you're talking about the Doncaster meeting, and the Brocklesby should be the first race of the season, although my granddad's mate would claim it should have been the apprentice race that used to be before that, because he won that in about 1952 or 48 or something, and what's to say to us every time we saw him, don't forget I was champion jockey for half an hour. So the Lincoln will kick us off there though, and I'll be there to commentate on this. Rare action on the flat for me, I think, because Tim, Mike and Doug are so good at it. I think I should be concentrating on the slow plodding jumps, which are more my pace. Manakaki, yes, is the top rated one there, but again, that's what anything could win that. We know nothing, do we, about any of them really, and it's just going to be a cavalry charge and a great race and a spectacle that it always is. Can't beat it. Great stuff. And we've got a Stayers Maiden, and again, looking down, a small field. Something like that. Nobody's got anything to say about any of their horses there, so that could be a good one. And the Brocklesby, look at that, 3 unbeaten 2 year olds, don't you just love it? And 2 unbeaten horses putting themselves up against each other, and Graham thinks Gracious Gloria can do something as well, and Ted Burrow was second, so that's a good race. That'll be a bit of a pointer to ask it, maybe. First of the Guinness Trials, Mindset looks the best in there, the only one to have won, but it's too early to tell. Kevin Minahan has already given up on Roman Holiday winning the Guineas, but I'm sure he hasn't really. That might just be a one bad run, and Leon might be looking more at the Oaks for Nat Summer, or maybe someone like Nassau later in the season. There's the Craven. There's some good horses who won this race, and Rivermore looks the one there that's a potential star, although Persian Heights didn't run badly to finish second, and I think we've got a load of horses there just going up against each other again from last time, so that should be good. And the Goings Heavy, which was disappointing for a big trial race, I think, and that could bring a King's Ransom and a Speedy Polestar into things, and shake up the Guineas betting. We'll see what happens. It should be a good race. We move on then. There's a couple of handicaps coming up. Anything could win that one. The Casino Red handicap and the Mercedes-Benz handicap. There's 1 or 2 trainers here who've given us a few ideas. Perseus, Kevin Minahan thinks I'll do okay if it copes with the conditions. Graham thinks Lady Oaks is in there with a squeak, maybe. And Darren Howells is pleading with a handicapper already, and it's only week 2. Drop my horses a little bit, please, mate. They're too high in the handicap. And chances are it's running on heavy going, and he likes the firm. He's probably going to get his wish, I would think. Moving on to the Alex Scott Maiden Stakes. Great trainer from many years ago, and some interesting names in there, isn't there? Catch Up on the Straits looks interested in that race to me because he ran well last week, and it's soft going again. Kevin Minahan doesn't fancy Young Generation, but again, that's another one of those ones that just about anything could win that. And we've got the two big expensive races at the end. The ones that are worth the money, the big sprints, and Graham's pretty confident about God's Walk. Could be expecting that one to put up a good performance if she's going to go for the Commonwealth Cup. Whereas Kevin Minahan is pretty convinced that this horse won't stay. And on heavy going, it looks firm. You might have to think he might have a point. But that should be interesting. As you can see, I'm in trouble with his mouse again. It plays up like nobody's business. That could be due to the bottle of Merlot I've been drinking while I've been doing this. Anyway, last race of Tuesday is the Colts version of the that's all right. The Colts version of the sales race, and there's a few good ones in there. Purple Duck, Yellow Sub, Shady Heights all ran well last week. No winners in the field, but that one will be a good race. And with Purple Duck and Shady Heights both liking soft going, could be pretty good. On to Wednesday, we got Tim doing the commentating on Wednesday, and some interesting races for him there. Maybe got the group races or anything, but he's got some good solid handicaps and some interesting looking races. And you can see Darren Howes likes to look at Best Mainland. As Kevin Minahan thinks that Velvet Underground might just be thrown in. It could be interesting for him as well. At Newbury, the next one there is another wide open race. Where to start and Marsh Hen go up against each other again in that maiden there at Newbury, and then we go for another maiden, a sprint maiden this time, and goodness me, again wide open. Anything could win that, and Kevin Minahan likes the look of Cromwell. Anybody want to buy me a new laptop, because this thing is driving me crazy. Anyway, enough of that. Well, the maiden is the next one there. Then we go off to I think we're off to Leicester then next, which is one of my local tracks. It's only about 10-15 mile away from where I live. I spent many a happy day there. You can see all the way around, and it's a great place. Profitable, top of the tree there. Good £9 clear of everybody else, and according to Graham, it's a 7 furlong specialist, so you have to think that one's got a chance of winning that one. And Chris Kelly says that Save the Bees on 7 furlongs at least, so that one could be interesting as well. Then we've got a nursery. Then after that we've got a maiden. Well, that's quite interesting that we've got Claire Grogan running in that maiden, and then we've got Altered Images running in another one. So that could be a bit of a double for Graham, and he's got his Small Acorns running as well in the 2 mile maiden, which he thinks is got a chance of winning the Queen's Vase. Final race of the week on the flat is another handicap, and for that one, it's another one. Look at that! Everything is everything's in with a squeak. I had a duck eggs there, but that's where Graham's got his Altered Images, and he thinks that one's got a good chance. So there we go. That's the flat done. Let's take a look at the jumps. Waffling away, I'm afraid to say. And there we go. Monday over the National Hunt, race number 1. You'll have your Mr. Monday commentator Doug will be doing these. False Lass, heavy going chase. That's what down there. So we've got in there. Mud Monkey actually fell last week. Form says naught there, but it was it did fall at the first. So that one will be hoping to do a little bit better. Paul Twiddle will be hoping it's going to do a little bit better anyway as well. But that could be a good race. We've got the first graded race of the week. The first graded race of the season actually. Over the sticks. Phillipstown Vienna coming back from last week for this 2 mile Group 3 chase. Now, I'm sure there'll be some horses in this one that'll be looking to do something good. Sally Army and Chess, that's going to be great because they both ran exceptionally well last week and they both won well as well in small fields, so they'll be in a big field this time. That might make things a bit different. Kevin says that old lad's not going to like the going. And looking down there, there's a good big field there, and that. Oh, but guess what will be the two favourites are going to be Chess and Sally Army because they ran really well last week, but both of them will find themselves in a big field after they ran in a small field last week. But Chess is going to like the going, so that's the one I'll be looking at there. We've got a listed Mare's Hurdle next at Foss Lass, and Kevin's got his Sea Pigeon there. He was happy with that one, he said earlier on. I remember Rinks ran well in the week as well. He commentated on that one. And the Easy Life, look at the Easy Life. The Easy Life ran really well and won. And it's really low there, and we got the yeah, this is a hurdle race, isn't it? We have got them actually geared up in the hurdle. Whatever, so Easy Life, not soft ground. I have 100. I'm sure that one should be better than that. It's not a handicap, though, is it? So anyway, we got a maiden chase then, and looking for there. Well, this girl's hot run well in the week as well. Smaller field there. And we've got a juvenile hurdle, John Snow. He showed up for quite a while. One of my races last week as well. We've got a handicap. Seeing Stars, that was another one that ran well for a while. And Dangerous Midge as well did well till he fell. And that one could be in there with a squeak. We've got the Mare's Hurdle and Eye of the Storm. I know Joshua fancies that one a little bit. And we go to Wetherby again for the West Yorkshire Hurdle, and look at that. What a race that's going to be. That is going to be an absolute corker of a race. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses that won last time out. Morning Dip, Rogers Princess, Illustrious, Coney Girl and Mirage all won. And then you got Ledbury who ran really well to come second, and Barber Popper who ran really well to come third as well. Plus Monotype did well, and Darren thinks that Man Bridgefield may be his best horse. So that's not out of it either. That is going to be a hell of a race. And look at that 16 Co. 16 Co. who I thought ran an absolute liner of a race last week, but it's now going back over hurdles. They ran over fences last week, so I don't know what the thinking there is from James Show, but I'm sure he's got a bit of an idea. Maybe looking at the handicap rating of his horse over fences, 134. It's going to be an interesting race. Race number 9. Emotep ran well last week. Again, wide open. And then we end there with a maiden. On Tuesday, I've got some good races on Tuesday as well. Oh, that's all done the flat ones again there. You can see why I need somebody to help me do this quite already, because it's I'm sure you're getting bored of listening to me now. Lots of people volunteered, and Doug, Mike and Tim, commentators, all offered their services, so that'll be good. A few different voices up there. We start off on Tuesday with a maiden hurdle. Not really much to say about that, is there? It should be a competitive sort of race. And we got the Paddy Power Run at Limerick. Group 3 hurdle, and look at that there, we got 3 that won last week. Celerium, Phoebo, Catch and Quiet Man. And the top one, Sheer Dad Real. Exit Potentially also ran well last week. It's in there, and that'll be a good race. On to the next one at Limerick, and that's the Moore's Million Series Leg 1. So that's a maiden chase. Around DBX is in that one for Joshua. He thinks that's gonna win, or not win, but it's his Gold Cup horse potentially. So if it's a Gold Cup horse, it ought to be winning that. But early in the season, yeah, of course. Race 14 on the case, ran well last week, dropped away, so did those others. Came Bambo ran okay as well. That'll be a good race. That's over a huge distance in, of course, 4 mile 2 furlong maiden chase. That'll take some getting in the soft game. And we got the National Lump Flat Race at Limerick. Actually went to Warwick this week, and the National Lump Flat Race was the most dramatic race of the week, because the winner got up to win by a short hit on the line after one of the others had sort of didn't want to race. Then it ran really wide, tried to get into the stables on the way back, nearly threw the jockey over the rail. All sorts of stuff going on. Rhymes has already won one, so I'd have to think that one looks like it's in with a chance there. And the Irish Stud Novices Maiden's Hurdle at Limerick, and their LT ran really well last week, so that will have to be with a chance in that one, you'd think. And we go to Ascot for a maiden. I don't quite know what's going on here, because we've got Ascot as a maiden, and we've got Fresh, who's already won. I'm presuming Fresh must have won over hurdles last week. Indeed, so. Leon not messing about with that one then. He's going to get it straight over fences and see what he can do with it. And there's a staying maiden chase, National Sensation. That's Joshua's Grand National horse. Funky Monkey will hope to get a bit further than he did last week. And a lot in there that haven't run yet. And Kevin Minahan has got Ramses in that one. That's his big national horse, he says. That could be a race to bear in mind for later on. Race 19 is the Unity House Gold Cup at Ascot. I'll keep putting all these Gold Cups. There's a Gold Cup every week these days. And Her Green Eyes was mentioned by somebody in the week as to as being one of their main fancies. Obviously, Paul Rhodes is the trainer, so he likes the look of that one. So that one will be expected to do well, I think. But Enter Sandman, Leon's bringing that one back from last season. Multiple Grade 1 winning hurdler, returning as a chaser. So that should be a good race. And then we've got the Wensleydale listed chaser with 3 miles, and again quite a few horses there that ran last week. Phoebo Photo, Beecham Zorro, Sonka Marlow, Hard Spawn and Female Racer, they're all in there last week. Darren seeing if Hard Spawn can do as well over fences as he did over hurdles last week. On to the Wednesday then. And we've got some good ones in this. We've got a maiden, a Thunder Spark maiden, to kick things off. Got a few horses in there who were around last week, had a run, and a few new ones as well. There's another maiden at Ascot there as well. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, that I mentioned last week. Was that the one that Doug said his girlfriend's favourite horse was? That one. And he's running again. Stratford Beginners Novices Chase, supposedly not at Stratford or in New Area, London, where the Stratford is, but in Exeter, so I've got to figure that one out. Gorilla on Drums, Carted 3, and Pride and Prejudice all run last week. Wolftown actually won, but you can run in these beginners chases if you've already won. Vintage ran well last week as well, as did the Mentalist and the superbly named Bert, who says like he'd be great in the Brazilian football team with Fred and Oscar and Jim and Ben and all them. So, Only Fools and Horses Exeter Chase, and the maiden, and a few in there with a chance. Darren thinks that the ground will be too soft and that it's not good enough. King Warrior. So, we've got the Holden Gold Cup. That's a famous old race, has been going a few years. Sonic Boom ran well for a long time last week, but dropped away. Harry Alter ran really well as well. Soda Stream got a win. That should be a good race. Lemster also running that one of those small field races. Didn't do too bad for a while. The Ballybrit Novices Chase. I'm looking for things here that they're going to go on at Cheltenham, I suppose. And Synchronicity won really well last week, and that one we'll probably be looking at and thinking that one should do well. And off we go to Tipperary. It's a long way. An Aussie Dougie, back from last season. That ran last week as well, but Dominion Estates, Black Tide and Firefighting all won, and Minding was up there for a while in that one's race. Chelsea as well, Ambarat and Natio, I remember commentating all of them, they're all up there with chances for a lot of the race. This looks like it could be a good race. It's a group 2, so grade 2, so it's got every right to be a good race. And then the Cato Star Chase, and this is over 3 miles. And Driftwood Lapdog won last week. Donkey Kong is the one that's coming back from last season. A few names I remember in there from my races last week as well. Phoebo Frank is one that I know. James Shea thinks he's got a great chance of winning again. And you can see down to the bottom there, we've got pretty good field. Had some horses there and their having their first run as well. So, all sorts going on. Race 29. Lisa Maria Jones Mares. This is a maiden hurdle. So we're looking there at some that close last week. Lots of noughts and fails to finish. I remember Burren View pulled up and Bale of Money. Darren doesn't think it's good enough. I seem to have written around quite well for a while last week, and I think that one will be totally out of it. And then the Paddy Power Hotel Chase. There's another maiden to end the week. Beresford Girl ran well last week. Been there with a chance. Salty Seagull didn't get very far, and his racing fell pretty early. And again, these are going to be interesting races, I think. And I do believe we've got some bonus races over the sticks as well. We'll just have a quick scour at them. We've whizzed through all these. Like I say, next week, hopefully somebody's going to take a few of these to look at in depth for me, and I won't have to listen to me waffling on for quite so long. We've got 3 National Hunt bonus races next week. The Simple Minds Novices Hurdle is the first one. Kempton. Lily the Pink's back in that one again. But, I promise if Lily the Pink manages to win a race this season, we'll put Lily the Pink as a theme tune to one of these episodes. Two Bob Bristol as well. That's just a great name. I don't know why, it just seems to. Two Bob Bristol just sounds so good. Lily the Pink and Two Bob Bristol in that race, that'll be good. Carley Village won as well. Carted off ran okay last week as well. And there's a few good ones in there. What's that one called? Quapriland Lascari. Mr. Forrest, victim of a ridiculous pull-up over fences last week, says Darren. Yes, I remember that. It made a mistake, didn't it? I contacted on that race. It jumped really well, and then got pulled up. It made a mistake, and then the next fence it sort of jumped everybody else in the race, and then got pulled up. So it's obviously okay. So that's good. Peter Savage thinks that High Finale is going to have to plummet down her ratings before she troubles the judge. So let's hope for better things for that one. And then we've got the Starters Orders 6 Hurdle Qualifier Leg 1. And Darren thinks Queen of Dubai has a chance if she stays the last 2 furlongs. Now, looking at all those duck eggs for all the others, got to be with a bit of a chance. Benjamin Disraeli, Cordelia Willows, Victarion. I contacted all those last week. They all showed up for a while, without looking like winning. And then we'll end the week with the 33rd race of the week over the sticks, and Fall on the Hill. One of the lesser known Beatles tracks is the top one. And Darren doesn't think that General Kuchizov is going to be good enough. It's a nice small field to end the week. And there we go then. So it looks like it's going to be an action pack. We've got group races, listed races, and maidens. We've got the lot. We've covered everything. And it's going to be great. You've got Doug commentating on Monday on the flat and the jumps. And I'm going to be doing the flat on Tuesday. I'm not sure who's doing the jumps on Tuesday yet. We'll soon sort that out. On Wednesday we've got Tim doing the flat, and I'm going to be doing the jumps. I'm sure at some point we'll get Graham and his soon to become world famous budgie, because I'm sure there's got to be an opportunity there, because we've got to be the best served racing channel of the lot. The BBC haven't got anybody anymore. Channel 4 have all but given up, and then you've got Racing UK and Atla Races and whatever ones you've got in your own countries. But here we've got what have we got? We've got a top class Australian commentator, we've got a superb American commentator, we've got a great South African commentator, and we've got 2 blokes from England and a budgie. Well, what more can you ask for? Nobody else has got a budgie, and nobody else has got 4 nationalities commentating all week, so that's got to be good. There you go. That'll do it for this week. Rambled on a bit. It'll be 4 15-minute episodes next week. We'll probably find after I've done all this, and it's taken me all day to work the software out and muck it up and all sorts, that it's too big to load up now or something, and it'll be consigned to the bins of goodness knows what, and be discovered in 100 years' time by somebody going, look at what these weirdos used to do 100 years ago. There you go. We'll be back next week. I'm enjoying the wine out. You've all had a good Friday night. The files have been flashing through. That's what you've heard the blips about, but obviously I haven't looked at any of the results, so I don't know anything that's won yet. We'll do the commentaries later on and stuff. So there you go. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you all on Monday and on the forums and things. There you go. See you all later.